One of the really neat things with Python is that it includes a graphics library known as Turtle Graphics. So in this video, we're going to look at some of the basic functions that the Turtle Graphics library includes. So on screen, you can see that we have the shell is opened up and ready to go. And let me point out something that you can do. If you want to configure this, under the Options menu, there's a selection Configure the Idle. So if you want to do some customization to the way it looks and the colors and so on, then you can do so in here. So here's just an example. You have all of these different font faces. You can set the size, and if you want it bold or not, you can set that. And there's other stuff in here that you can set. So just pointing that out, that it's there for you, and you can customize this Python shell to your preferences if you like. So let's just close that. If we're going to use Turtle Graphics, then we have to tell Python that we want to use the library of all the graphics functions that are available. Not everything is loaded into the computer when you bring up Python. Different libraries are still sitting out there on storage or in disk, waiting for you to import them. Another example would be some math functions. So the math library isn't automatically included in your program. So if you're going to use some sophisticated functions, then you would need to import the math library. And the way you do that is to use the word import. Now I'm going to just use our window that shows the interpreter to illustrate some of these things, but then afterwards we're going to make a file to contain the commands. Anyway, we want to import turtle. So just type in import turtle. Now nothing happens here because we're just setting up or preparing our interpreter to do some work. We'll need to bring up a window in order to see what these what the turtle does when it's drawing. So we need to activate the window. Everything that we do with the Turtle Graphics, we are going to preface it with the word turtle. So we have turtle, and then we have a dot, and then something that we want to do. So in order to see the output, we want to do a get screen. Now, by this point, you should know that if we have a dot and then we follow that by something, then this thing's called a method. If you want to bring up the output screen for the Turtle Graphics, then this is the command that you will need. So we have turtle.getScreen, and when I hit the enter key, then we will get an additional window that pops up. So in this case, you'll see we have mostly white space, but in the very middle, there's this little chevron looking thing, this little arrowhead, and that is the turtle. So we are going to use some commands to move this turtle around this big white space, and we'll draw out some designs. Now we can see both the command window for the interpreter, and at the bottom we can see the output for the actual movement of the turtle. Now let's do some basic commands. So let's just move the turtle forward, and each time that we want to move something or do something with the turtle, we write the word turtle dot, and then whatever function we want to do. So if we do turtle forward, then in parentheses, you have to go the right way. In parentheses, you give it the distance as it says here. So how far do we want to move the turtle? And this is in pixels. So if I put in 100, that will move the turtle to the right 100 pixels. So you can see the result of that. So now the turtle has just moved forward, and in so doing, it drew a line that's 100 pixels long. So it's easy to move the turtle forward. Let's also, now we can move the turtle backwards if we want to, and we can make it turn in various directions. So let's make it turn first. So let's do turtle.right, and then we put in an angle. So the angle is going to be the certain number of degrees we want. So if I just put in 90, then that means the turtle is going to change directions, and it'll move to the right by 90 degrees. So you can see that the arrow now is pointing down, where previously it pointed over towards the right. Now if we move the turtle forward again, and I can just copy and paste that command, then it's moving forward, but now we've aimed it down, so now it moves forward 100 pixels again. So by orienting the way the turtle is going and moving it forward, then we can draw out some designs. We can also move the turtle backwards. So we have turtle, we could do turtle dot backward, and it works the same way as forward. We give it the number of pixels we want it to move. So if I want it to move backward by 50 pixels, I can do turtle backward 50. And when I hit enter, you'll see the turtle now has moved back to the halfway point of the line that we just drew. We can continue to turn right and left. So let's look at turning to the left. So we have turtle dot left, and then we also give it the number of degrees to turn. So I'm going to give it 90, and it'll make another right angle. So now you can see that the turtle is pointing towards the right again. And now if I move the turtle in one direction or the other, it'll draw a line. So let's move the turtle forward one more time. So we'll copy and paste. Then the turtle has moved forward. So here's how you can manipulate the turtle and draw lines. Other things that are easy to do is we can go to a certain position on the screen, and before we do that, let's have the turtle go to the home location. Okay, so turtle with a special command called home, and this method has an empty set of parentheses. So when I type, turtle home, then this is going to return the turtle back to its starting point, which was somewhere over here. Now, notice what happens when I do return home, when I hit enter. Then the turtle moved back to the beginning spot, but it also drew a line. So whenever we move the turtle, then it will draw a line from the beginning point to the ending point that we give it. So now we've drawn out this kind of weird looking figure. If you want to clear the screen and start over, then we have turtle clear. And again, it's a method with empty parentheses. So when we type turtle clear, then that erases the screen and we can start over. So we can erase what we've done. And this helps us to do animations, which is something we may do in later videos. So here are then some very basic commands you can do with the turtle. You can move forward, backward, right, left. Then you can go to the home position, which is 0, 0, and you can clear the screen. Now, let's look at a few others. Let's suppose now that we do not want to draw as we're moving the turtle. First of all, let's do draw. Let's do turtle dot forward. And let's move a distance of 50 pixels. That's 50. And as we saw just now, we are going to move the turtle in the forward direction and it draws a line. Well, let's suppose we do not want it to draw. Then we can raise the pen. So turtle dot pen up and empty set of parentheses. Now when we move the turtle, then it isn't going to draw a line. So let's move the turtle forward another 50. So just copy and paste. And now you see the turtle has moved forward, but it didn't draw a line. So you can control the pen. You can raise it and you can lower it. So if you want to draw a line and then move the turtle somewhere else to draw something else, then you can. Now let's turn the turtle to move upward. So let's do turtle. And if we want it to go upward, we need to go left. And let's go 90 degrees again. So now it's going to go up. And let's suppose we wanted to move up and we wanted to draw a line. So we could do turtle forward. And let's move it 100 again. And I do have to type forward correctly. Notice that, whoops, the turtle moved forward okay, but it didn't draw the line this time. Okay, well, if you wanted to draw the line from the place that we started to where it is now, we have to put the pen back down again. All right, well, let's back up, and let's back up the turtle. We'll copy and we'll paste. And instead of forward, we'll just make that backward. and then it moves back. Now, if we want to draw, then we need to do turtle dot pin down. Okay, so now when we move forward, it will draw the line. So let's move it forward again. And this time it does draw the line. So we can raise the pen and lower the pen so that we can move the turtle about the canvas, and we can draw where we want to, and you can leave it blank where we want to. So that'll be certainly something we'll want to do. Now then, let's send the turtle back home, and this time let's do the pen up. So I'm going to raise the turtle. I'm going to raise the pen of the turtle. So we'll do the pen up. And then let's take the turtle home. So I've got these commands already, so I'm just going to copy and paste them. Okay, now the turtle went back home, but it didn't draw a line in between. So now I can do something different. So let's back the turtle up by 50. So I think I've got one of those here. Turtle backward 50. So I'm going to copy it from here and paste it, hit enter. So now we have moved the turtle backwards. Let's rotate the turtle, and we'll draw another another vertical line parallel to this one. So let's move the turtle, or turn the turtle to the left. So that turtle left 90. So now it's pointing upward. Then let's do a pin down. So turtle.pin down. And then let's draw a line that's 100 pixels in the forward direction. So we will move the turtle forward by 100 again. And now we've drawn a couple of parallel lines here. So you can use this in order to make whatever design that you want to. Let's move on now, and let's look at some other things we can do with the turtle. We can make various geometric figures. So let's see how we can draw a circle. Okay, before we do that, let's clear the screen. Okay, so now we've cleared everything, and let's send the turtle home. And the pen was still down, so let's clear it again. So it's easy to forget to raise the pen or to lower the pen. So you get lines drawn sometimes where you don't want them. Now we're back at the origin. I don't think I mentioned it, but you could consider this drawing area as a Cartesian coordinate system. And the turtle always starts out in the middle, which is at position 0, 0. So if you're moving in the left direction from 0, then you have a negative x. And if you're moving down, you have a negative y. So we have those 4 different quadrants that you have seen before in a Cartesian coordinate system. Now let's look at some commands that we can use to draw some geometric figures. The first one is circle. So let's do turtle.circle, and then we specify the radius. Okay, so it tells you here that you want to put the radius in, and the radius will be pixels. So if I want to circle with a radius of 50, then I can type in that, and look at there. Look at that. We get a circle. So built into our library are some functions that we can use to draw geometric figures. So here's a circle. Now let's move the turtle forward and draw another circle. So let's move over 150. So we'll move it over here. And I drew a line because the pen was still down. And then we can do another circle. So I can just copy this one and I can paste it here. And we get another circle. Now, one thing you should notice about how the circle is drawn is that the turtle position, when you begin to draw the circle, then it begins on the circle itself, and then it moves around in this direction, and it finishes the circle down here. So it is, in effect, drawing the circle up and above where the turtle is. It doesn't draw it in the middle, as you might think. If you wanted it to do that, then, well, you'd have to do something different, so I won't go into that. So here is one way, then, that we can draw some geometric figures. So this is just our circle. Now, let's move the turtle down, and let's draw something else. So I'm going to move the turtle down. I want to make it turn right. So again, I'm just going to go get that command I used earlier. We'll copy and paste. So now it's pointing down. I want to move it forward 150. So I'll just copy again and paste. And I've moved down. And now I want to draw another circle. If I draw a circle here, then what's going to happen is it's going to start here and it's going to draw a round in this direction. So is that what I want? Well, if I want it to be drawn over here like that, then yes. But if I want it to be drawn down here, I need to turn the turtle and make it point back to the left first. So that's what I want to do here. I want to turn to the right again. So I've already turned to the right once. So if I turn to the right again, then you can see it's now pointing back towards the left. And if I draw the circle, it's going to draw it around this way. So let's draw the circle. And I might be running out of space here. So copy and paste. And no, I think that's enough room. So we draw a circle with a radius of 50. So and there it is. So depending on where you want to draw the circle, then you need to make sure the turtle is pointing in the direction that you want. Now let's move the turtle forward again. Another 150. So we'll move over here. Now suppose we want to draw a solid line. Not a solid line, but a solid circle. Then we have a function for that as well, and it's called dot. So instead of a circle, we're going to do turtle period dot. Now, this is a little bit different. As it turns out, when we draw a dot, then we give the diameter of the circle and not the radius. So I want a diameter, let's make our diameter 30. And then when I draw out this circle, then we get a solid circle. So it's a dot. So when you want to do a solid circle, a filled circle, then dot is the function that you need to use. Let's move forward and let's make another dot. So let's move the turtle forward another 150. And let's turn to go to the right again. We'll go upward. So we'll move it. We'll turn to the right. So now it's pointing upward. And let's move forward a little bit. So I'm going to move forward 50 this time instead of 150. Now, I want to draw a bigger solid dot here. So in this case, I want to get the dot. So turtle dot, control copy, and we'll paste it down here. And let's make a bigger one. Let's make the, say, an 80, that's 800. Let's make an 80 pixel diameter solid dot. And there it is. Now, the turtle is hidden behind, but whenever you draw a dot, it actually draws it from the point of the turtle outward. So the turtle is still in the middle of this circle. So when you draw a solid circle, it's in the middle. When you draw an empty circle or just an outline, the turtle is going to be on the outside part of the circle. Now, just a few more. I want to show you how you can change colors. Let's clear what we have and let's send the turtle home. So we'll do a clear. Then let's do our turtle pin up. Okay, copy and paste again. We'll raise the pin. And then we'll just do turtle home, and we'll go back to where we began. So we're back at the origin, and the turtle's pointing to the right. So this is always the starting configuration. Now let's change the color. Okay, so we have turtle. And the command for this is called pin color. So this is changing the color that the turtle is drawing when it's moving around. You can just pick the name of a color. That's the easiest way to do right now. So if we wanted to make a red circle, or whatever we want to do when we're moving it, now the pin color is going to be red instead of the default black. Let's do the pin down. Let's move the pen down, and let's move the turtle forward. Again, I'll copy and paste here. Now you can see that the line that's being drawn is the color red. We can also increase the width of that line by something called the pen size. So turtle.pen size, and it does have to be pen, S-I-Z-E. So we can use the pen size, and in the parentheses we indicate how wide we want that to be. So if we want it to be 5 pixels wide, then this will do it. Now let's move the turtle forward again, and let's move it 150 this time. And there's a space that is preceding the command, and that is not allowed in Python. So if you accidentally put a space here, it seems pretty simple and like, hey, what's the big deal with the space? But Python does not like that, so you can't put leading spaces in front of these commands. So if you do it correctly, we do turtle forward, and now that we've increased the pen size, then we get a thick line instead of a thin line. So you can control the color with our pen color, pick any color you want, and you control how thick you want the line by doing pen size. Now, given what we have, let's draw the circle, and let's also draw the dot one more time. So I want to draw a dot right here. So let's do the dot. And I'll just go get the dot up here and make a copy and paste. So now this will draw a dot at the current position, which has a diameter of 80. Now, here you can see that the turtle is still in the middle of this solid circle. So when you draw a dot, it expands outward from the position, covering as many pixels as it needs to. So this is a diameter of 80. Now, let's move down, let's move down. Let's turn the turtle to the right again and move it down. So we're pointing it downward now. Let's move it forward by 150. And as it moves, it will draw the solid line. Now, let's draw a circle at this point. So let's go get our circle command. Where is the circle? Here it is. Okay, here's a circle of 50. So now when we draw the circle of 50, you'll see that the turtle starts from where it is and it draws in counterclockwise. It comes back to where it begins. Okay, so when you're drawing a circle, remember that it starts here and ends here, and when you're drawing a dot, it's in the center. So this illustrates several of the basic commands that you have available when we're using turtle graphics. Next, we will look at how to combine some of these to draw a more perhaps meaningful design. But this gives you the basics of how to use turtle graphics. There are lots of other functions that we can do with turtle graphics, and we will look at those in future videos. But now, I think it's time to stop this one, so we will close here.